Guys, so we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. A foreign investor has quietly spent $65 million for Malibu real estate, chaired by January's wildfires. It has begun. Foreigners are buying territory that was hit with wildfires happening in Los Angeles. So they're buying the territory, they're rebuilding it, and owning it. And this is not no US citizens, these are foreigners. And there you go. That's the West Coast selling sleeping giant territory to foreigners. Alright, so this information is coming out right now, guys, and yeah, we're gonna get to all this news. We have some more information coming out, and boy, oh boy, that is not looking good. So you have Navy Yard in DC. Ooh, you got shots, fired at approximately 9:26 p.m. And this is the reason why Donald is going to be sending the National Guards. Stuff like this is just really out of control. A suspect was cuffed, and a firearm was recovered shortly afterwards. A group of 100 plus youth, are you serious? Were gathered in the park, launching fireworks, riding dirt bikes, and scootering on electric vehicle. Multiple federal agencies were spotted, including the FBI, and HSI after the incident. Once again, Donald ordered more federal law enforcement in DC over out of control lawlessness, while his administration is also cutting the city's federal security grant by $20 million, 44%, the largest drop of any city. Alright, we do have some more breaking news. Major flooding is going on in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this evening, with flood waters up to car doors in the area. Turn around. Don't drown. Please be safe out there. We are praying for the people in Milwaukee. Guys, I talked about this over on Patreon, and I did went live today on Patreon. Thank you again for your support, guys. Patreon, $5 a month. Thank you so much for that. We go live once a week. Excuse me, we talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. Once again, Baltimore, there was a huge event that went down. There was a mass, a young one among victims. Chaos erupted in Baltimore after a multi-victim, left at least 6 injured, including a young one and a 15 years old. Police say they are still piecing together what happened and have started checking area hospital for additional victims who may have arrived on their own. Details on the suspect or motive have not been released, and the condition of the injured is unknown at this time. Alright, guys, so we do have a lot more information, but before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you again for your support. All right, the left say Gavin will become the sleeping giant leader and bring payback for all that Donald has done. I don't see this dude becoming sleeping giant leader. And guys, if he become the sleeping giant leader, that's it. It's game over. It's game over. If that dude becomes sleeping giant leader, I mean, you saw what's again, Cali. They get sparked every year. We're talking about fire. Just imagine he becoming the sleeping giant leader. Again, the entire sleeping giant will be sparked. Okay, we have some more breaking news coming out. Guatemala has been rattled by a magnitude 5.9 earthquake. All right, so once again, South America, actually, no, excuse me, Central America. Guatemala is seeing some quakes here. Mexican President Claudia says there will be no invasion. No invasion. But it's alright for you guys to come into our sleeping giant. But we can't do it. No invasion of Mexico following reports that Donald had ordered the sleeping giant military to target the Latin American, the lawlessness gangs. You know, again, Donald really don't pay attention to her. Here's the thing. Donald don't need to invade. Donald could do the same thing what he did to Persia. Send the B-2 bombers and drop the bunker busters on those gang facility where they do their products. The DRUGS. Alright, so let's see what's going on with the West Coast. This is very sad. A foreign investor has quietly spent $65 million for Malibu estate, real estate, chaired by January wildfire. Now, didn't Los Angeles Mayor Karen, I think that's her name, Karen Bass, and Governor Gavin, didn't they say that they're not going to be allowing foreigners to buy territory from this wildfire event? They said that. I remember they said it. And yeah, that's all baloney. If Gavin becomes the sleeping giant leader, you know how many territories he's going to be selling to the Red Dragon? It says here, in the chaired aftermath of Malibu's January wildfires, one buyer has been moving in silence, while much of La Costa Beach remains a barren stretch of sand. A foreign investor has quietly acquired nine oceanfront lots, spending more than $65 million to secure some of the most coveted parcels along the Pacific Coast Highway, according to Realtor.com. And working through luxury agents Weston Littlefield and Alex of the Weston James Group, the buyer is targeting properties with at least 40 feet of frontage, betting that once the coastline is rebuilt, demand from wealthy buyers will return in force. Wow. They're buying these territories. And here we are, Americans, we trying to get a loan from the bank so we could open up business and become rich and flourish, because that's the American dream. But when we get the loan, denied, 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 denied. But when it comes to foreigners, wow, they get it. They get everything. They get all of it. They do. They do. If you go to some of these convenience stores, most of them are not even sleeping giant citizens. Again, I'm not trying to start anything here, but it's common sense. Sleeping giant is not getting what they're supposed to be getting to chase the dream. But again, those from other lands are buying up everything, and it's so easy for them to get the access. Many of the most desirable sites weren't listed publicly, forcing the team to track down owners. I say probably about 50% has sentimental value to their properties just based on memories on their parents passed it down to them, he said. But a lot of them ultimately just didn't want to go through the rebuilding process because of how long they knew it was going to take to really come back. It says here, the scale of destruction was severe. The fire razed 720 structures in Malibu, burning miles of beachfront homes to their foundation. Malibu was such a charming beach town, and all the homes that were on La Costa Beach had so much character. And for it all to just be gone and wiped out down to the sand is heartbreaking. Rebuilding is a long and costly process. The city estimates permit approval can take 12 to 24 months, and the coastal construction carries steeper requirements than inland projects. And now you're going to have foreign buying the territories. Fees start at $11,579 for planning alone, and before additional cost for site reviews or variances, homes must generally match the original footprint, though up to 10% more square footage is allowed. Developers must also meet FEMA floodplain standards, replace non-compliant seawalls, and install advanced on-site wastewater treatment system instead of septic tanks. Timber piles are banned, and narrow La Costa Beach parcels are subject to strict view protections. The city has set up a Malibu Rebuild Center to help owners navigate the process, both online and in person. Someone left a comment, it was all planned. It was all planned. For Littlefield, the investment is a calculated bet with a long horizon. Once this beach is built back and it's all brand new construction, I think it's going to be a very desirable spot for a lot of wealthy, powerful people to try to buy a beach house, he said. Someone said this. So exactly what Newsom and Bass claim they were not allowed to happen is happening. What a shock. I took a drive through there about a month ago. The scale of the devastation is unbelievable, with some areas still inaccessible. The crazy thing is, you can see burned homes and empty lots as far as the eye can see. And then there is this one home in the middle of all the devastation, unscattered by the fire. Part of it looks like the surface of the moon. And the other promise Newsom and Bass made, which was 2 fast-track permits, is also not happening. Also a shock, right? Also a shock. But they are building some low-income housing, shockingly, that got fast-tracked. They're really moving really quick with all this. Alright, so once again, guys, a foreign investor has quietly spent $65 million for Malibu real estate chaired by January's wildfire. Alright, give me a second here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you can, please share the video. Okay, we have a breaking news coming out right now. Breaking news. There is a tornado warning for Republican City, Nebraska. Seek shelter immediately if you're in this area. Let me just remove myself really quick. Um okay guys, we have some more updates here. You have these three leaders. And boy oh boy, they all look grouchy. I'm sorry. So you have Vladimir, Donald, and Zelensky in Alaska. Oh man, feel bad for the polar bears. Donald got a one-on-one plan with Vladimir after the bear slid the invite request across the table. But now he's teasing the idea of adding Zelensky, because why have quiet diplomacy when you have a three-way face-off? If it happens, the Alaskan chill might be nothing compared to the icy glares at the table. Hey, Donald had two leaders at the White House. I forget the country name, and he brought peace. Can he do the same thing with these two? Can he do the same thing? All right, guys, give me 1 second here. It's a very slow night. It's a very, very, very slow night. It was a slow day, too. So, when it comes to news, it was a slow day. And I want to thank every single one of you for your support. Let's go with the earthquake really quick here. So, Guatemala got hit. It's not going to be long. It's going to be a quick news here. Okay, so a 5.9 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Guatemala on Saturday, the United States Geological Survey reported. There were no initial damage or injury reports immediately available. The earthquake hit about 62 miles from the Geopolitical, Guatemala, according to the USGS map. It was the latest earthquake to strike along the Motagua Fault, which has seen a dozen similar seismic events over the last year. Newsweek has reached out to the USGS for comments via email during non-working hours on Saturday. Guatemala sits along active plate boundaries and fault system that produces frequent earthquake and landslide, basically the Pacific Ring of Fire. Many communities are coping with the human and infrastructure impact of a series of earthquakes that struck the country in July, taking multiple, leaving building damaged across several towns, according to the Associated Press. The earthquake registered 5.9 in magnitude and occurred offshore at shallow depth, which increased the distance over which shaking was felt. Now, people reported feeling shaking in Guatemala City and parts of southern Mexico, the Associated Press reported. All right, so give me 1 second here, guys. I want to bring this one up. We got this news, and a lot of people need to know this one here. Alarming new study is showing that smartphones are ruining, it's messing up our brains at unprecedented speed. Mm. Any parent with a young one addicted to TikTok or IG is familiar with the concern that it's ruining their brain. I'm of a certain age where I heard that refrain regularly from my dad as I settle in a each summer afternoon to watch reruns of Gilligan's Island, The Brady Bunch, and Patriot Family. It was the golden age of reruns. But what was once hyperbole has turned into science, and the results are beyond alarming. The universal addiction to smartphone, is actively ruining our brains, especially the Gen, you know what, and at a pace that should absolutely freak everyone out. And that's very true. I see a lot of young ones, like the Gens, who they constantly on their phone 24/7, or computer or video games. My young ones, they don't be on their phone. I mean, they don't even know they know what's a phone, but again, they don't have a phone. They don't own a phone. They don't. And my son is like, I'm almost 13. I'm like, you're not getting a phone. You're not getting a phone. Y'all not getting a phone, period. You guys want something? We got the VCR. Let's go watch The Sandlot or Casper, The Friendly Ghost. So let's do something, watch old school movie. But I'm not giving you no phone. And the reason why, guys, it's like a drug. It is. I mean, it's just hooked on 24/7. All right, so I'm just gonna skip all this here, but it's just not good. It's just not good. It's happening right now. You got some flood going on in Wisconsin. Wow. It seems like this might be all the information here, guys. Like I said, it's a pretty slow day. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. I usually go for like 1 hour, but just give me a second here. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Yeah, so give me a second. Let me see. There was this one video. Actually, yeah, this is all of it here. But I want to thank every single one of you for your support. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. So it's just another slow night. But if you can, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for your support. I will keep you updated when it comes to these world events that's related to Bible prophecy. Also, make sure you check out my Patreon video. I went live and we talked about a lot of things too. And yeah, Yeah, I think that's the reason why I can't go an hour in this one here too, because I did almost an hour on Patreon. So it just constantly doing a lot of long videos. It catches up. It does catches up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.